Hi Stampers, it's Madeline from stampingwithmadeline.com, and today we're going to be making this gorgeous sponged card that really turns into a work of art. So this is going to be using the Lift Me Up stamp set along with the Up and Away Thinlit dies. So this is in the Occasions catalog. You can buy both of them together and save 10%. It's definitely worth it because once you buy one, you always want the other. And I will have the product links for these on my website. So look below in the description and the link for my blog will be there, and you can see all the dimensions for this, all the details, and all the product links that I used. So look at this card that we are going to be making today. I just love it. I love hot air balloons, but I love what you can do with Stampin' Up! Products, and this is just one of the very many examples of amazing cards you can make. So let's get started. The things that we're going to need in order to make this card is you want a card base. I did this a long way, so this is going to be 11 by 4 1/4. So you just want to fold it in half and set that aside. The next thing you're going to need is a piece of soft sky to cover the entire back of the card. So this is going to be 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So we're going to just put that aside for now. You don't want to adhesive it down yet. Then you want a piece of Whisper White that is 4 1/2 by 4. So this is where all of our sponging is going to happen. So that's going to be what we're going to use first. Then you just want a scrap of Whisper White that's going to fit both balloons. So just look in your scraps and try to get a piece of paper, but if not, I would do it like 2 by 4, just so that you can fit both balloons on it. So first, we're going to stamp our balloons. So I'm going to be stamping them in Calypso Coral and Wisteria Wonder. These are both part of the Subtles collection, and the Calypso Coral will be our sentiment as well, and it also matches with the washi tape we'll be using. The washi tape that I'm going to be using is from the Tasty Treats washi tape group. It's right here in the catalog. It's the Tasty Treats Designer Washi Tape, and I will have a link for that on my blog so that you can click on it and see what it entails. Okay, so first we're going to be stamping the big balloons, so let's get those out. So this is red rubber stamp, so again it comes with the framelit, so it's easy to cut out these balloons. You just want 2 blocks, a little one for your little balloon, and a little bit of a larger one for your big balloon. Okay, so the little balloon I'm going to do in the Calypso Coral. So you just want to tap, tap, tap on this. Make sure it's nice and inked, and you're just going to place it as much in the top as you can. There we go. There's our little balloon. And now we're going to use the Wisteria Wonder to do the larger balloon. Make sure it's nice and inked. Just going to press down. There we go. So now you are done with your balloons. So what I'm going to use is the watercolor pencils now. These are on back order right now, but they should be back very soon. I will have the link in my blog post just so you can keep an eye on it. You can put your email in and they'll let you know as soon as it comes in. And believe me, you want to grab these up. These have great colors in them. I'm going to use the Pacific Point today for the purple balloon, and I'm going to use Calypso Coral for the other balloon. We're going to be using blender pens with this, so I just want you to color these in very quickly. Don't worry about messy lines. I'm going to show you how you can very quickly make it look nice and neat after you've scribbled these in. So again, I'm just going very quickly. You do want to stay inside the lines if you're worried about that, because the trick I'm going to show you won't change that. But I'm just going to scribble everything in, give it some color, and I'll show you what you can do. Okay, so now that these are all colored in, we're going to use blender pens. So here's the blender pen. It comes in a pack of 3. I'll have a link for it. And you just want to color this in. So just go over it and color in that whole part that you just used your colored pencil for. And I'll show you the difference. It really blends it nicely. You can also use the aqua pens, but for this kind of small space, I recommend the blender pens. You have a little bit more control over it. So I hope you can see that, but this is nice and blended together, whereas this is very scribbly. And then in order to clean it for the next one, you just kind of want to color out on a white piece of paper, and it takes it all off. You don't want to use a wipe or anything because then it takes the glycerin out. So same thing on here. I'm just going to quickly go over this and blend it all together. That way it looks nice and neat. And then clean it off. And there we go. So now you can use the Thinlits in order to cut these out. So you just want to line up where you want them cut. These make it so easy. Line them up where you want them and then put them through your Big Shot. So we'll be right back with them cut out. Okay, so back from our Big Shot. These cut them out super nice so you don't have to worry about anything. I just love the Thinlits. They make life so much easier. And I love these magnetic plates. I'll have a link for them, but Stamp and Storage does an amazing job with their customer service and the products that they have, and I fully recommend them. So I'll have a link for them in my blog as well. And that really makes so it's easy to keep your Thinlits all together. So now that our balloons are done, we're going to set those aside. And we're going to start with the sponging. Okay, for the sponging, we're going to be using Soft Sky and Smoky Slate for our sky and our mountain. Okay, so let me show you what I've done here. With this, you're going to need sponges. So I'll have a link for the round sponges you can get from us. I cut them into little pie shapes, and I take a scrap of white paper and I staple it on. And I write what ink color I'm using with that stamp. That way I can use it over and over again and just set it in a baggie. So this is Soft Sky. I stapled it right on, and then you can hold onto this as you sponge. So it's really helpful because you don't get as much ink on your hands as you would. So we're going to get that piece of white out that we had. You'll want a scrap piece underneath because you are going to make a mess. So just put this on a scrap paper, and you're going to do the Soft Sky first. So what you're going to do is take your sponge and you want to do swiping motions like you will on your card. So you want to get a lot of ink on there. We're going to go about 1/4 down the page. So you just want to circle on here, get it a nice sky. And you're going to have to keep going back to your pad quite a bit. So again, 1/4 down, and we're just making it like a straight area. So don't worry about making any, you know, blimps for the mountains because those will go right over this. It's important to do the Soft Sky first because the Soft Sky is going to be lighter than the mountains. So the mountains can go right over this. Now we're going to use Smoky Slate. And again, I have a sponge all set for it. And we're going to make the mountains. So as you can tell on this, the mountains are going to go all the way to the bottom, and you're going to kind of make 2 peaks if you can. But again, this is your masterpiece, so whatever you want to do is totally fine. So first, I'm just going to get this base in. So you want to fill this all in. And then I'll worry about my peaks. So here we are making the peaks, and again, they don't have to be perfect because a lot of this is going to be covered up. So you just want to have it resemble a mountain. And again, we're going back to our ink pad quite a lot here. And now we're just filling in the white spaces that you see. All right, and our sponging is done. Now we want to do the tree line. So we're going to be making this here. So next you're going to want garden green, and I'm going to be using the Lovely as a Tree stamp set that's going to give us those evergreen trees. So here is the Lovely as a Tree set. I'm going to use the evergreen from it and garden green. So what the technique I'm going to do is I'm going to pat, pat, pat to get this nicely inked. I'm going to stamp once. So again, keep that scrap paper with you because you're going to be stamping off. And then I'm going to stamp again. This is going to give it some depth because some of the trees will look like they're closer and some of them will look like they're farther away. So we're just filling in this whole bottom part with these evergreens. There we go. So do as many trees as you would like. That's good for me. Now we're going to attach our balloons. So I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensional so that it gives it a 3D effect. These you can get on my website as well. I'll have everything linked. You're going to take the paper off on the back and just place them wherever you would like. I kind of put them over the peaks a little bit just so that it looks like mountains, but you don't see the exact top of it. There we go. Look at that. I just love this card so much. Okay, now we're going to get back to our base that we had. So you'll want to get your Whisper White base out. We're going to attach the stamping to your soft sky. And you want to leave room at the bottom because you're going to be doing your sentiment down there. So just adhesive your sponging artwork Whisper White paper onto your soft sky and just leave a little room at the top, but you want a lot of room at the bottom. And then you're going to put the washi tape along the bottom there. So this is from the Tasty Treats washi tape collection. You want to make it look like the washi tape is holding it together. That's the look I like. So you just need enough to cover the very bottom line of your stamping artwork here to your Whisper White, or to your soft sky, I'm sorry. And press it down really nice because it will come up. And then tuck it behind so it has that clean finish. Look at that. Okay, now we're going to stamp our sentiment. So our sentiment is going to be sending smiles across the miles. So this is from your Lift Me Up set as well. And I'm going to do it in the Calypso Coral. So you want to put your red rubber stamp on a block, get your Calypso Coral out, and we're just going to stamp it along the bottom here. So make sure it's nice and inked and put it right at the bottom here. There we go. Look at this beauty. I love this card. Okay, now you are all set to put it onto your Whisper White. So it's going to cover the entire front of your Whisper White. There you go, center it on there. If you have some excess, you can cut it off. And there we are. There is our finished card using the Lift Me Up stamp set, the thinlits from it, and also lovely as a tree. I just love this. It makes it your own artwork. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. There'll be lots of videos coming every single week. Check out my website, stampwithmadelyn.com. I'll have the link below. You can like me on Facebook. I have all my events on there. And also my Pinterest page has lots and lots of pins on my Stamping Up Projects board. So I'll have all of those links below. And for now, keep stamping, stampers. Bye.